Call this meeting of the full Board of Aldermen to order. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderwoman Tyus. Alderwoman Middlebrook.
Present.
I'm sorry. Here we go. Alderman Bosley. Alderwoman Evans.
Present.
Alderman Page. Alderwoman Ingracia.
Present.
Alderman Coder. Alderwoman Rice.
Present.
Alderman Gunther.
Here.
Alderman Vollmer.
Present.
Alderwoman Martin.
Present.
Alderman Stevens.
Present and good morning.
Good morning. Alderwoman Schweitzer.
Here.
Alderwoman Howard.
Present.
Alderwoman Green.
Present.
Alderman Oldenburg. Alderwoman Peel.
Present.
Alderman Todd.
Present.
Alderwoman Davis.
Present.
Alderwoman Spencer.
Present.
Thank you. Alderman Collins Muhammad. Alderman Boyd.
Present.
Alderman Vaquero.
Present.
Alderman Narayan.
Here.
Alderman Cone. Alderwoman Clark Hubbard.
Here.
Alderwoman Boyd.
Present.
Alderwoman Navarro.
Present.
President Reed.
Here.
Alderwoman Tyus. Alderman Bosley.
Aye.
No,
I'm here. Sorry. Here.
we all do that sometime.
Alderman Page.
Present.
Alderman Coder. Alderman Oldenburg. Alderman Collins Muhammad. Alderman Cone. 24 present.
Quorum being present, sorry, I'm just getting to the meeting. I don't know if we have our Minister John Watson. Oh, we have the Imam today here with us. We are indeed blessed to have the Imam Jihad here with us to open us up in prayer. Imam, we are in your capable hands. And thank you so much for joining us and leading us in prayer today. Imam?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. You're breaking up a little.
Okay, so are we ready?
Yes, we're ready for you. We are in your hands. Thank you so much for doing the prayer for us today.
It's a pleasure. So we want to start with God's name, the merciful benefactor, the merciful redeemer. We witness that there is no God but one God, the God of Ibrahim or Abraham, the God of Musa or Moses, the God of Isa or Jesus, and the God of Muhammad. May the peace of God be upon all of them. They were all men who were sent with a universal message, the message of love your neighbor, be kind to the orphan and the elder and those in need. Also, they brought us a sense of hope that no matter how bleak or dire things might seem, God can change any situation from worse to better. Oh Allah, we ask that you put love in the heart of our Board of Aldermen president and the entire board so that they may work together with other city officials so we can put the neighbor back into the so-called hood to help create safe neighborhoods for our children, elderly. Guide the hearts to be concerned about those in need. or allow everything in creation that exists. You said, be and it is. So we don't ask if you can do these things. We ask, will you do these things? I mean.
Thank you, Brother Imam Jihad. Let's give a big round of applause and thank you to Imam.
Alderman,
We're just so thankful for you, and certainly thankful for you taking out of your extremely busy schedule to lead us in prayer today, but also just all the things that you do daily to help to transform our community and on the front end of these struggles out here and helping families who are in desperate need of help. I just want to thank you on behalf of the members of the Board of Aldermen for that today.
it's an honor and a pleasure.
And before we begin, I'm also going to ask everyone if you all would join me in a moment of silence for Betty Thompson, the Honorable Betty Thompson. Betty was a trailblazer in so many ways. She broke so many molds and so many barriers and glass ceilings. It was just incredible. Very, very powerful speaker. I don't know if any of you have ever heard her speak, but she is just amazing. Incredible friend of mine. So I, like others around the city, just is so heartbroken with her passing. But Betty had that effect on you. She was a tireless worker. So when she called you 10 or 11 o'clock at night, you'd think that she was just paying attention to you, but I'm finding out that she had a whole list of people. She was touching everybody along the way. You were just one in a list. So please join me in a moment of silence for our matriarch and trailblazer, Betty Thompson. Thank you all. Madam Clerk, before we begin, please place Board Bill number 2, Committee Substitute as amended on the third reading and formal calendar.
So noted.
All right, we will dispense with line item 3, introduction of honored guests. Any introduction of honored guests? Alderman from the 3rd. I mean, not
always.
23rd.
My good friend Greg Meyer is my honored guest today. He was busy watching the E&A meeting, and I'm pretty sure he has switched over. He gave me an update about the E&A meeting, and
It wasn't.
I'm certainly sorry we did not get a second over there, but I guess that'll come up. Anyway, Greg Meyer is my special guest.
Right, thank you. Alderman from 13th.
Thank you so much. I'd like to have as my special guest 2 of my friend's parents who just moved to St. Louis from Massachusetts following her here. So really excited to have Jackie and Gary Steinberg joining the city and being part of our community. Always good to steal people from Massachusetts, I guess. All right,
Yes.
Thanks everybody.
Jackie and Gary, get out and take a look at the Steinberg Rankin Forest Park. Named after St. Louis. Alderman from the 19th.
Oh, thank you, Mr. President and members of the board. I would be remiss if I did not have the Imam as my guest today as well. He represents and leads the mosque in the 19th Ward at Grand and Cass. He also has the distinct ability to have partnerships that are beyond what I would ever have dreamed to happen there. And so all that they do in that neighborhood is just incredible. And so I thank him for that. I thank him for being a friend. I thank him for caring and doing above and beyond. He is one of God's servants, and he has shown us that we can all make a difference. And I just wanted to have him as my guest. Thank you.
Excellent. Let's give a big round of applause again. Brother Imam. Alderman from the 27th.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to recognize Dr. Joyce Roberts with the St. Louis Public School Board, and she is our guest for today. Thank you.
Dr. Roberts. She's doing great things at school board. Sometimes she's swimming uphill. Whew, man. Any further introductions? Any further inductions? Alderman from the 10th, like to wrap us up.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the board. Today is July 16th. On this day in 1951, J.D. Salinger published his iconic novel, Catcher in the Rye. In 1967, Jimi Hendrix was the opening act for the Monkees. But more importantly, I went around through the neighborhood and I've made this National Shark Meeting Day. Nothing can go more than 1 hour today. Thank you very much.
I don't know about that one. There's a big, just so you know, there's a big stack of bills to sign.
Wow.
We have a little bit of work to do today, but I'm hoping we can get out of here now. Approval of the minutes,
We have none.
Board of City officials.
Report of city officials can be found in A, B, and C of the agenda and has been placed in the alderman's mailboxes.
Dispense with line item 7. Would anyone like to take any bills off of any of our informal calendars? Would anyone like to take any bills off of any of our informal calendars? We dispense with line items 8 through 10, first reading of board bills.
Board Bill 83, sponsored by Alderwoman Evans, an ordinance authorizing the honorary street name Captain David Dorn Avenue pursuant to ordinance number 68937, which shall begin at the intersection of Dr. Martin Luther King Drive and Sarah Street and run north on Dr. Martin Luther King Drive to the intersection of Whittier Street and Dr. Martin Luther King Drive. Board Bill 84, sponsored by Alderwoman Ingracia, an ordinance recommended by the Board of Estimate and Apportionment authorizing the city by and through its Department of Health to accept the COVID-19 and Adult Vaccination Supplemental Program Services Contract Grant Award up to $197,913 from the Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services over a period of 3 years from February the 1st, 2021 through January 31st, 2024. And enter into and fulfill the program services contract under said grant and contain an emergency clause. Board Bill 85, sponsored by Alderwoman Howard, an ordinance repealing ordinance number 71346, which established the 14th Ward Liquor Control District. That is the extent of first reading of board bills.
Reference to committee.
To the Street Committee, Board Bill 83, to Health and Human Services Committee, Board Bill 84, and to Public Safety, Board Bill 85. That is the extent of reference to committee.
Second reading.
The following board bill was reported out of Public Safety with a due pass recommendation. Board Bill 39, as amended, sponsored by Alderwoman Martin, an ordinance adopting the Uniform Plumbing Code 2015 edition in full, except as its conflicts with the changes thereto contained herein as the Plumbing Code of the City of St. Louis, repealing ordinance number 69255 and containing a penalty clause, severability clause, a savings clause, and an emergency clause and a codification clause. That is the extent of second reading report of standing committees.
We will dispense with line items 14 through 16, third reading consent.
Board Bill 11, 15, 16, 17, 18, 21, 44, 45, 47, 48, 57, and 66.
Alderman from the 10th, you recognize on the third reading and final passage of the aforementioned bills.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the board. I move that we adopt the third reading consent calendar.
Been moved by the Alderman from the 10th.
Second.
Seconded by the Alderman from the 13th. Any discussion? It's been moved and seconded that we adopt our third reading, that we third read and final pass the aforementioned bills. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderwoman Tyus. Alderwoman Middlebrook.
Aye.
Alderman Bosley. Alderwoman Evans.
Aye.
Alderman Page.
Aye.
Alderwoman Ingracia.
Aye.
Alderman Coder. Alderwoman Rice.
Aye.
Alderman Gunther.
Aye.
Alderman Valmer.
Aye.
Alderwoman Martin.
Aye.
Alderman Stevens,
Aye.
Alderwoman Schweitzer,
Aye.
Alderwoman Howard,
Aye.
Alderwoman Green,
Aye.
Alderman Oldenburg,
Aye.
Alderwoman Peel, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Aye.
Thank you. Alderman Todd,
Aye.
Alderwoman Davis,
Aye.
Alderwoman Spencer,
Aye.
Alderman Collins Muhammad, Alderman Boyd,
Aye.
Alderman Vaccaro,
Aye.
Alderman Narayan,
Aye.
Alderman Cone,
Aye.
Alderwoman Clark Hubbard,
Aye.
Alderwoman Boyd,
Aye.
Alderwoman Navarro,
Aye.
President Reed,
Aye.
Alderwoman Tyus, Alderman Bosley,
Aye.
Alderman Coder, Alderman Muhammad. 26 aye votes.
I vote you stay in motion, the Alderman from 10th and 3rd read and finally passed the aforementioned bills. Third reading report of engrossments.
Board Bill 61, floor sub, sponsored by Alderman Oldenburg, President Reed, and the following alderpersons: Coder, Davis, Alderman Boyd, Vaccaro, Howard, Middlebrook, Evans, and Collins Muhammad. An ordinance to make it unlawful for an individual to lift the door handles or otherwise try the door and locks of successive vehicles to gain entry to the vehicles unless the individual is the owner of the vehicles or has the owner's permission to enter the vehicle.
Alderman from the 16th, you recognize on third reading and final passage, Board Bill number 61, floor substitute.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the board. Having voted on the prevailing side, I move to reconsider Board Bill 61, floor substitute.
It's been moved by the Alderman from the 16th, entertain a second.
Second.
Seconded by the Alderman from the 22nd. Any discussion?
Thank you, Mr.
Go ahead.
Mr. President, thank you. In the spirit of compromise, colleagues, I'm hoping for your agreement to reconsider. My plan is to put this board bill back on the perfection calendar, then put it on the informal calendar. I've been in pretty intense conversations with the Public Safety Director's office over the last 24 hours. And I think it's important to have their buy-in. I think we will have their buy-in on this ordinance with, again, some compromised measures in place from both sides. It's important if this is going to be implemented that we do have their full buy-in, and I would like it to be certainly recognized that we have 17 votes for this when we perfected it, and that the sponsor of this bill is certainly under no obligation to reconsider when you have the votes. But I hope that this spirit of compromise and the sincerity of it will also echo to some of my colleagues who bring forth hollow compromise. So with that, Mr. President, I'll look forward to the vote.
All right, Alderman from the 19th.
Thank you, Mr. President and members of the board. I too had an opportunity to speak with our Director of Public Safety. I was talking to him about something else and he brought it up. I am in total support of this move. I believe he has some great ideas that we will all support. And I really appreciate the Alderman from the 16th Ward understanding this and taking this opportunity to work in partnership with the director. So I do support this as well. Thank you.
All right, excellent. Alderman from the 22nd.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President, members of the board. With the Alderman from the 16th yield.
Alderman from the 16th, will yield to the Alderman from 22nd.
I will, yes.
Alderman from 22nd, please proceed.
Thank you, and thank you, Alderman. I just have a question. You mentioned compromise, and I'm not sure if we clearly understand what that means anymore. Can you explain to me, what that looks like, compromising on a bill?
Alderman from the 22nd, can you hold that one until after we do the motion to reconsider? Unless, are you planning this?
I'll hold, Mr. President.
Oh, no, hold on for a second, Alderman. Alderman from the 16th, you're not going to take any additional action to amend the bill or anything today. You're just moving it to the informal. Alderman from the 22nd, proceed then.
Okay, thank you. So back to my original question, I'll restate that it seems like we've lost our sense of what compromise looks like in this body and with this administration. So can you just share with me, what your thoughts of what compromise looks like and how we can actually move a bill forward in the best interest of our citizens? What's your expectation?
Certainly, Alderman, and I appreciate the question. Yeah, I mean, I think, leadership, the very definition of it is willing to sincerely give and take when you're trying to get to a certain policy goal. And I saw that demonstrated from the public safety director and his office. So I was, extremely impressed with that. And to the Alderwoman from the 19th point, there's some good ideas to make this ordinance better, as opposed to just ramming it through and not necessarily having everyone say, hey, we all agreed on something. It's a rare day at City Hall when something like that happens, and I believe it's unfolding in front of us. So I appreciate your question, because I think we can always try to not personalize things and understand what compromise really means. And I think we'll see it in Board Bill 61 floor substitute when we come together with the language and re-perfect it in subsequent meetings.
And would you agree that compromise is kind of like a win-win? Both sides may not get everything 100% that they want, but they can get most of what they want. Would you agree to the win-win?
I think that's the very definition of it.
Okay. All right. Thank you for yielding. No further questions, Mr. President.
All right. Thank you. It's been moved by the Alderman from 16th, seconded by the Alderman from the 22nd, having voted on the prevailing side to move to reconsider the perfection of Board Bill number 61 for substitute. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderwoman Tyus.
Aye.
Alderwoman Middlebrook. Aye. Alderman Bosley. Alderwoman Evans. Alderman Page.
Aye.
Alderwoman Ingracia.
Aye.
Alderman Coder. Alderwoman Rice.
Aye.
Alderman Gunther.
Aye.
Alderman Vollmer.
Aye.
Alderwoman Morton.
Aye.
Alderman Stevens.
Aye.
Alderwoman Schweitzer.
Aye.
Alderwoman Howard.
Aye.
Alderwoman Green.
Aye.
Alderman Oldenburg.
Aye.
Alderwoman Peel. Alderman Todd.
Aye.
I'm sorry, Peel was that aye?
Aye.
Thank you. Alderman Todd.
Aye.
Alderwoman Davis.
Aye.
Alderwoman Spencer.
Aye.
Alderman Muhammad. Alderman Boyd.
Aye.
Alderman Vaquero.
Aye.
Alderman Narayan.
Aye.
Alderman Cone.
Aye.
Alderwoman Clark Hubbard.
Aye.
Alderwoman Boyd.
Aye.
Alderwoman Navarro.
Aye.
President Reed.
Aye.
Alderman Bosley.
Aye.
Alderwoman Evans.
Aye.
Alderman Coder. Alderman Collins Muhammad. 27 aye votes.
I vote stay in the motion, Alderman from the 16th, and reconsider the perfection of Board Bill 61 for substitute. Madam Clerk, please place Board Bill 61 for substitute back on the regular perfection calendar. Alderman from the 16th, would you like her to place it on the informal calendar or just have it appear on our next regular perfection calendar?
I can just appear in the next regular perfection calendar. Sure.
So noted. Board Bill 71, sponsored by Alderwoman Peel, an ordinance recommended by the Tax Increment Financing Commission of the City of St. Louis, approving the City Foundry St. Louis Tax Increment Financing TIF Second Amendment RPA 2 redevelopment plan, and the revision to the redevelopment project for redevelopment project area 2 described therein, making findings with respect thereto, and containing the severability clause.
Alderwoman from the 17th, you recognize on third reading, final passage of Board Bill number 71.
Thank you, President Reed and members of the board. I move to read and the final passage of Board Bill 71.
Been moved by Alderman from the 17th, seconded by the Alderman from the 9th. Alderman from the 17th, please proceed.
I request that this board bill, in terms of this TIF, Board Bill 71, to approve the City Foundry tax increment financing TIF that has been amended by the developer, Steve Smith of New and Found. This amendment, RPA 2, is because of COVID, and he had to change his plans. He was going to, and he had in his development plan to build 2 office towers. And because of COVID and the difference in terms of how we are working, he has decided to build 1 office tower and a residential building with about 280 units. And so I would love to have your support in terms of this board bill being passed today. This board bill not this board bill, but this TIF has been passed in the future.
All right, thank you. Any further discussion? Any further discussion? It's been moved by the Alderman from the 17th, seconded by the Alderman from the 9th, that we third read and final pass Board Bill number 71. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderwoman Tyus. Alderwoman Middlebrook.
Aye.
Alderman Bosley.
Aye.
Alderwoman Evans.
Aye.
Alderman Page.
Aye.
Alderwoman Ingracia.
Aye.
Alderman Coder. Alderwoman Rice.
Aye.
Alderman Gunther.
Aye.
Alderman Vollmer.
Aye.
Alderwoman Martin. Alderman Stevens.
Aye.
Alderwoman Schweitzer.
Aye.
Alderwoman Howard.
Aye.
Alderwoman Green.
Aye.
Alderman Oldenburg.
Aye.
Alderwoman Peel.
Aye.
Alderman Todd.
Aye.
Alderwoman Davis.
Aye.
Alderwoman Spencer.
Aye.
Alderman Muhammad. Alderman Boyd.
Aye.
Alderman Vaccaro.
Aye.
Alderman Narayan.
Aye.
Alderman Cone.
No.
Alderwoman Clark Hubbard. Alderwoman Boyd.
Aye.
Alderwoman Navarro.
Aye.
President Reed.
Aye.
Alderwoman Tyus.
Present.
Alderman Coder. Alderwoman Martin.
Aye.
Alderman Collins Muhammad. Alderwoman Clark Hubbard.
Aye. I'm sorry, you didn't hear me. Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
25 aye votes, 1 no vote, and 1 voted present.
By vote, sustained motion of Alderman from the 17th and third read and finally passed. Board Bill number 71.
Board Bill 72, sponsored by Alderwoman Peel. An ordinance recommended by the Board of Estimate and Apportionment authorizing the execution of amended and restated redevelopment agreement between the City of St. Louis, Missouri and FAPA Partners, LLC, and a financing agreement between the City of St. Louis, Missouri and the Industrial Development Authority of the City of St. Louis, Missouri, prescribing the form and details of said agreement, authorizing other related actions in connection with such agreements, and contain the severability clause.
Alderman from the 17th, you recognize on third read and final passage of Board Bill 72.
Thank you, Mr. President and members of the board. I move to the third read of the final passage of Board Bill 72.
Moved by the Alderman from the 17th. Entertain a second on that motion.
Second.
Seconded by the Alderman.
Previous roll.
Previous roll.
It's been moved. Hold on for a second. I got to get one technical thing out of the way so that we are in compliance. Any further discussion? No further discussion. There's been a request for previous roll. Hearing no objection, motion carries.
Board Bill 73, sponsored by Alderwoman Peel, an ordinance recommended by the Board of Estimate and Apportionment authorizing the City of St. Louis, Missouri to issue its taxable industrial development revenue bond series 2021 in a principal amount of not to exceed $125 million, authorizing and directing the taking of other actions and approval and execution of other documents or as necessary or desirable to carry out, comply with the intent hereof.
Alderman from the 17th, you recognize on third read and final passage of Board Bill 73.
I move to third read and final passage of Board Bill 73.
Moved by the Alderman from the 17th. Entertain a second on that motion. Seconded by the Alderman from the 9th. Any discussion?
Roll. I'm sorry.
Alderman
Previous
from
roll.
Alderman from the 8th.
Oh.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the board. I did not want to let it go past that these are the Alderwoman from the 17th's first bills that she will be passing as an alderman here with our body. And I want to especially thank her for her incredible amount of work as soon as she got elected to dig into these bills, to work to find some room to negotiate in a way that hadn't been done in that ward. This is I believe setting an example to push us forward in a new way for doing incentives here in the city. So I just want to thank the Alderman from the 17th again for bringing this. I would love to move away from incentives entirely in the Central Corridor. It is something that I have worked hard in my ward to move away from because we are doing well, but these types of negotiations are for the betterment of our city. And so thank you so much, Alderman from the 17th, for getting this done.
Thank you. It's been moved by the Alderman from the 17th, seconded by the Alderman from the 9th. There's been a request for a previous roll. Hearing no objection, motion carries. Report of engrossment.
Board Bill 11, 15, 16, 17, 18, 21, 44, 45, 47, 48, 57, 66, 71, 72, and 73.
All other business being suspended, the president shall in open session affix his signature hereto to the end that these may become law. And this is a time if you need a cup of coffee to get it, because this gonna take a minute. It's gonna take a minute. Alderwoman from the 19th, you recognize a motion for our courtesy resolutions calendar.
Oh, shoot. Mr. President and members of the, oh, wait a minute. Mr. President, members of the board, I'd like to move that we adopt our courtesy resolution calendar.
Moved by the Alderwoman from the 19th, seconded by the Alderwoman from the 14th. Any discussion? All in favor? Oh, Alderwoman from the 8th.
Sorry about that. Thank you, Mr. President, members of the board. I would love to add my name to resolution number 62 for the Honorable Hazel Irby.
Right. There are.
I would like to move that we make that resolution in bank.
Been moved by the Alderwoman from the 14th that we make it in bank, seconded by the Alderman from the 9th and the 18th. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 I didn't even have to plead a case, huh?
No way.
Opposed. Madam Clerk, motion carries. Madam Clerk, please make note of that. Add all aldermen's names to the resolution for Ms. Hazel. Alderman from the 18th.
Well, I had my hand up for resolution number 65 so that I could read it today and ask for your favorable consideration.
Okay, we'll be there next. All right, it's been moved and seconded that we adopt our courtesy resolutions calendar. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed. Motion carries. First reading of resolutions.
Resolution 65 sponsored by Alderman Todd to support the moratorium on new school openings in the city of St. Louis until a comprehensive citywide plan for education is developed.
Alderman from the 18th, recognized on first reading of resolution 65. Alderman from the 18th. Did we lose Alderman?
To read resolution number 65 today.
Yeah. All right. I didn't catch the first part. Did you, were you asking the clerk to read it?
Yeah, I want to know, I have it here. I would like to read it today.
Oh, please proceed, Alderman.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, Board of Aldermen people. I'm presenting this resolution to support a moratorium on new school openings in the city of St. Louis until a comprehensive citywide plan for education is delivered. Whereas the population of school-aged children ages 5 through 19 in the city of St. Louis has decreased by 18.6% between 2007 and 2018. Whereas the public school system in the city of St. Louis includes both traditional district schools and charter schools. Whereas in 2007 through 2008, there were 103 public schools serving 60,642 children. And in 2019 through 2020, there were 110 public schools serving 49,939 children. Whereas the local, state, and federal support for school choice programs continue to create a system of schools and programs that fight over a declining population of children and shrinking pool of resources, leading to the duplicated services and system-wide inefficiencies. Whereas St. Louis Public Schools has closed schools and continue to face the challenge of future school closures in order to best serve its current school student population and preserve district resources to ensure the continued existence. Whereas vacant district and charter school buildings create negative impacts on our neighborhoods and collaboration between the city, schools, and developers are needed to create strong communities. Whereas the city of St. Louis requires a citywide plan for education to ensure the public school system provides a quality education for all children, regardless of their current enrollment in a district or a charter school. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Alders of the city of St. Louis supports a moratorium on new school openings in the city of St. Louis until a comprehensive wide plan for education is developed. Be it further resolved that the Board of Alders commit to engaging with education system leaders, education practitioners, community stakeholders, city and state level policymakers, and scholars in the development of such a plan to design a system of excellent schools which provide consistent education opportunities across all schools, neighborhoods, and wards. A Board of Alders, I'm asking you to consider, I'm asking for your favorable consideration for resolution number 45, a moratorium on new school openings in the city of St. Louis, until a comprehensive plan is developed. This will create efficient, and it will preserve district resources, and it will serve all students. It will also reduce school closings, and this will improve the impact that it will have on our community. And this will also help provide quality education for all students, regardless of enrollment in district or charter schools. And I want to thank you, Mr. President, and thank you for Board of Aldermen people. I'm asking your favorable consideration in adopting this resolution. Again, thank you.
Alderman from the 18th, let's get this in front of us in proper form real quick. Are you wanting to move it out today?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you.
Okay, so let's start by you requesting unanimous consent and seeing if there is any objection to that. So,
Mr. President, thank you. Board of Aldermen people, I'm asking you to for unanimous consent of resolution number 65.
Objection. Objection.
Okay, there's been an objection to unanimous consent of resolution 65. So where we are now, just for everybody, other members, some of the newer members, resolutions are different than board bills. They can, you can have discussions with them. They can be presented without the formal motion in front of you. That was changed before I got here. Alderwoman Tyus and some of our colleagues moved that one, but it's a good rule. It gives you an opportunity, gives the presenter an opportunity to present the resolution prior to its adoption. So, Alderman from the 18th, your options will be to move to suspend the rules for purposes of moving it out today. That'll get you past the unanimous consent. You will need a 2/3 majority to do that, or you could just move to send it to a committee like the Education and Youth Matters
Committee.
Yeah. Give them an opportunity to review it, and then it'll come out, and then you can move forward from there. And that will also give you an opportunity for a longer, more engaged discussion on it. So you can do one of those things. If you'd like to send it to committee, just move to send resolution 65 to Education and Youth Matters, if that would be preferable to you. And that vote would just be a simple majority.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm on the. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we got you.
Okay, I would like to just move it out today, Mr. President. I would like to have it voted on today.
Okay, so you're gonna have to move to suspend the rules on it. So would you like to move to suspend the rules, and then we'll just open it up for discussion and come back to that vote?
I would like to move to suspend the rules, Mr. President.
For the purposes of adopting resolution 65 today.
Yes, I would. Thank you.
All right, it's been moved by the Alderman from the 18th. Entertain a second on that motion.
Second.
Seconded by the Alderman from the 4th. And there are a number of people, I think, and I'm going to go down the list from the where I've written them down here. I'm not sure which ones popped up first. When I looked up, there were a whole list of people, but on top of the list, Alderman from the 11th.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to request that my name be added as a sponsor. Thank you.
Clerk, please make note of that. And the Alderman from the 11th sponsored the resolution 65. Alderman from the 23rd.
I'm actually the opposite on it. I think that when we start trying to start any new schools, charters, otherwise, there's private schools that are still going to be opening. I think, and I realize this is a resolution, doesn't really have any real effect, but I just don't see this as a necessary move. I think it hinders us from getting schools in neighborhoods such as charter or even public schools trying to reassess where they're at and how they open to better serve their communities. So that's all I have to say.
All right, thank you. Alderman from the 13th.
Thank you so much, Mr. President, members of the board. During the Education and Youth Matters Committee a few, maybe months ago, maybe last month, time is so strange. We had our Chairwoman Green had Dr. Adams from the St. Louis Public Schools present to us. And one of the things he said during the presentation was that because of the pandemic, interestingly enough, the district and charter schools have been communicating better than ever. And this sort of kind of butting heads of both district and charter schools, which are both public schools, has caused a lot of contention and has been sort of an unhealthy thing for our school district and for our students, most importantly. And what Dr. Adams said is that they're working with the charter schools, the district and the charter schools together to put together a comprehensive plan. And in that plan, they're going to be talking about how many schools the city actually needs and having some of these discussions that have been asked for by the people of St. Louis for so long. And this plan, when it comes out, will be the end of this resolution. This resolution is just saying we support this conversation that they're having and that we're going to, as Dr. Adams has asked for, put this moratorium in place until that time happens. So it's not a forever thing. I believe Dr. Adams said their goal was to do it within a year. And I do think this show of solidarity that we support their planning process and that we want this for the students of St. Louis is a great show of solidarity from the Board of Aldermen as we look at our public schools. So I would also like to be added as a co-sponsor. Thank you.
Clerk, please make note of that. Add Alderman from the 13th as co-sponsor. Alderman from the 24th.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the board. So I'd like to thank the Alderman from the 18th for bringing this forward. I think it's an important discussion. I think, we agree and disagree on many things here at the board. We showed that just the other day. I think that one thing that we basically all agree on, though, is good quality education, good quality public education. Now, with that being said, I think I understand what this resolution is trying to do, but I would ask if the Alderman from the 18th may reconsider pushing it through today so that we could have a committee hearing on it. If he would assign it to the Education and Youth Matters Committee, I think we could have a more robust conversation about this issue and really flesh out some of these issues and I think that both members of the board and the general public may be in a better place to move forward on some of these issues if we have a more robust conversation. So I'm not opposed to I'm not opposed to this this resolution, but I do think that we should shine a brighter light on what it's trying to do. And so for that reason alone, I would ask if the alderman from the 18th may reconsider suspending the rules and putting this into committee. And with that, I'll yield. Thank you.
Before we move any further, I'll relay that question. Alderman from the 18th, Alderman from the 24th, was asked if you would reconsider. And I saw the chairman of Youth and Educational Matters shaking her head that yes, you would have a committee hearing. So I believe it will make it through the committee fairly quickly. It appears that the members of that Education and Youth Matter Committee would like to have time to really talk about this and to raise more awareness about it, not to stop it, but to raise more. And that's what it appears by some of them being asked to join as co-sponsors and signaling their support. But it's ultimately up to you.
Mr. President, I think it came out of the Youth Matters Committee. However, if the Youth Matters Committee chair and the members of the Youth Matters Committee would like to have further discussion, absolutely, I would love to have more discussion if they feel that it's necessary, because I don't sit on the Youth Matters Committee, so therefore I don't know what their opinion is.
Okay. So what you would have to do is withdraw your motion to suspend the rules and just move that Resolution 65 be assigned to Education and Youth Matters.
I certainly will withdraw my motion and have it and move it be sent to the Education and Youth Matters Committee for further discussion.
All right, it's been moved by the Alderman from the 18th. Entertain a second on that motion.
Second.
A point of order.
All right, Alderman, please.
There was a second, I think, from the Alderwoman from the 4th that might need to be withdrawn.
Yeah, Alderman from the 4th, withdraw your second. Yeah, she was having a problem with the audio.
Mr. Chair, I withdraw my second.
There you go. The move by the Alderman from the 18th, seconded by the Alderman from the 14th, to sign Resolution 65 to Education and Youth Matters. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Madam Clerk, please make note of that. Sign Resolution 65 to Education and Youth Matters.
So noted. That's the extent of first reading of resolutions.
Second reading.
Resolution 39 sponsored by Alderman Gunther, STC Warehouse, Inc. in the City of St. Louis Enhanced Enterprise Zone.
Alderman for the 9th, you recognize on the second reading Resolution 39.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to move for unanimous consent of Resolution 39.
No, just move for adoption of resolution.
I move for adoption. Thank you.
All right, it's been moved by the Alderman from the 9th that we adopt Resolution 39 and take second on that motion.
Second.
Seconded by the Alderman from the 8th. Any discussion? Alderman from the 9th. It's been moved. Oh, go ahead. If you have any discussion.
Very little discussion. Thank you, Mr. President. I just asked for everyone's support. We had 2 HUD's hearings about resolution number 39. What it's basically providing a tax assurance for a 3rd phase expansion of a warehouse. And it will be bringing 35 new jobs, all very good jobs, full benefits. And so I thank everyone's support during HUD's, and I would ask for everyone's support today. Thank you.
All right, thank you. It's been moved by the Alderman from the 9th, seconded by the Alderman from the 8th that we adopt resolution 69. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Resolution 57, sponsored by Alderwoman Ingracia, authorizing the provision of a project exemption certificate in connection with the plan for an industrial development projection for Daily Star Court.
Alderman from the 6th, you recognize on the second reading of Resolution 57.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that we adopt Resolution 57.
Moved by the Alderman from the 6th. Entertain a second on that motion.
Second.
Seconded by the Alderman from the 9th. Any discussion? Alderman from the 6th.
Thank you, Mr. President. Resolution 57 is a bit unusual in terms of practice here at the Board of Aldermen, but not something we haven't done before. We did a similar resolution before we passed final legislation on the MLS soccer stadium. And this is similar in that this resolution will allow one part of a Chapter 100 tax incentive authorized under the state for sales tax exemption on construction materials for Deli Star Corporation. If you're not familiar with Deli Star, they have an innovation center and a partnership with St. Louis University. They are an industry leader in protein manufacturing and culinary innovation. They also have a plant in Fayetteville, Illinois, that unfortunately burned, I believe, in January or February of this year. And so they've been operating at less than ideal capacity as they try and find new space to call their manufacturing plant home. They've decided on a space in the 6th Ward that is in between Jefferson and 18th along the Choteau corridor in an industrial section of the 6th Ward. And so this resolution again would allow for them to get sales tax exemption on the construction materials so they can start purchasing those things before we come back in the in the fall after our summer recess. And then ideally we will have something before you for the other parts of the Chapter 100 that we can debate at that point. And if for some reason the exemption, or I apologize, if the tax abatement pieces do not move forward in the fall, there are provisions for Deli Star to be required to pay back anything that has come through with their certificate of exemption. And I'm happy to take questions if any members of the board have them.
All right. Any further discussion? Any further discussion? It's been moved and seconded that we adopt resolution.
Roll call, please.
There's been a request for roll call. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderwoman Tyus. Alderwoman Middlebrook.
Aye.
Alderman Bosley. Alderwoman Evans.
Aye.
Alderman Page.
Aye.
Alderwoman Ingracia.
Aye.
Alderman Coder.
Aye.
Alderwoman Wright.
Present.
Alderman Gunther.
Aye.
Alderman Ballmer.
Aye.
Alderwoman Morton.
Aye.
Alderman Stevens.
Aye.
Alderwoman Schweitzer.
Aye.
Alderwoman Howard.
Aye.
Alderwoman Green.
Aye.
Alderman Oldenburg. Alderwoman Peel. Alderman Todd.
Aye.
Alderwoman Davis.
Aye.
Alderwoman Spencer.
Aye.
Alderman Muhammad. Alderman Boyd.
Aye.
Alderman Vaccaro.
Present.
Alderman Narayan.
Aye.
Alderman Cone. Alderwoman Clark Hubbard. Alderwoman Boyd.
Aye.
Alderwoman Navarro.
Aye.
President Reed.
Aye.
Alderwoman Tyus.
So we're gonna.
Alderman Bosley,
Aye.
Alderman Oldenburg,
Aye.
Alderwoman Peel, Alderman Collins Muhammad, Alderman Cone,
Aye.
Alderwoman Clark Hubbard, 25 aye votes, and 2 voted present.
The vote, sustained motion, Alderman from the 6th, and adopted resolution 57.
That's the extent of second reading. I'm sorry, second reading of resolutions, committee report and adoptions.
Miscellaneous and unfinished business.
We have none.
Announcements.
There are no announcements.
Any further announcements? Any further announcements? Alderman from the 8th.
I would defer to the Alderwoman from the 27th if possible. She was waving her hand at you first.
Oh, I didn't see her. Where's she at?
Thank you. I always get confused on hitting that hand up thing.
Okay, there you go.
I just want to, we have a colleague's birthday today, and let's wish Alicia Middlebrook a happy birthday.
Oh. If I could carry it, my name's Lou Reed, but I can't carry a tune. Otherwise, I would help lead in happy birthday. There's some singers on here saying.
Well, I think we should do it anyway.
All
Ready?
right.
We can, let's do it. Happy birthday to
you.
Happy birthday
to you.
Happy
birthday, dear Louisa. Happy birthday to you.
Okay.
Alderman from the 2nd, you were actually next.
Thank you, everyone. That was just so very nice. I want to congratulate a former constituent who is one of my favorite people in the world, Miss Tyler Danielle Middlebrook and her Porter and her husband, Antonio Porter, on the birth of their new son, Jackson Antonio Porter. My little sugar baby came early. He is healthy. He is happy. And I am so excited for them and me because I get to spoil a baby. So congratulations to them. He is absolutely beautiful. And I'm just so overjoyed with having him in our life. He has a grandmother, he has a great grandmother, and he has a great great grandmother. So he is being welcomed generations down. So congratulations to Tyler and Antonio and Mr. Jackson. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yay.
Enjoy. Alderman from the 8th.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the board. 2 quick announcements. There is a sidewalk sale happening in the South Grand Business District this Saturday. Would love to come out and show some love to our small businesses that have been hit over the pandemic. And then also, through the intense storms of last weekend, I know there was a lot of damage done. Tower Grove Park is, they had, I think, 40 trees that sustained significant damage or were taken down completely, another 90 that are going to have to be taken down because of the damage. That is an immense loss to this park that is a public-private partnership. And so if you are a member of our park down here, they're accepting donations. Would love to continue to support them as they do the massive work of cleanup after that incredible storm last weekend. Thank you.
Thank you. Alderman from 22nd.
Mr. President, I'll yield to the Alderwoman of the 1st and the 13th. Thank you.
All right, perfect. Alderwoman from the 1st.
Mr. President, just a point of inquiry. I've been kicked off of Zoom about 8 times. Got here this morning and then couldn't get on for 20 minutes. Did we do a moment of silence for both Hazel and Betty?
We did, Betty. We did Hazel last week, but
Okay.
But
all right. I just wanted to make sure because I didn't know because I kept getting kicked off. All right. Thank you.
That's right. But please lead us in another for both of them. I think that'd be more than appropriate. And they were both long friends of yours, so I wouldn't want to not give you that opportunity. Please do. I think all of us would appreciate that.
I appreciate it. They were both my friends. Betty was a mentor. I helped Hazel get elected. And one of my best remembrance of is when Betty had moved out way out almost to Barrington Downs. And this was when Pearlie was still alive and Ollie and Hazel. We all got in a car together and I was the driver. I was the young person in that car and drove them all out to see Betty. And we had a great time. And I told Betty, I love her dearly, but I don't come out to anything past a mile past the city. That's the end for me. Okay. That's too far out for me, but they will both be greatly missed. Great friends. I've lost all three of them now, Hazel, Betty, and Pearlie, but I still have Ollie Stewart, who is still a mentor of mine. And I just ask you all if you would please give these great ladies, queens, people who have really cared about our community and put their whole heart and souls, just a moment of silence jointly for all of them, because to lose them so close together is very hurtful and sad. And I want to give condolences to both their families.
All right. Alderman from First, I'm going to turn it over to you. We're in your hands, so you take us into the moment of silence.
Oh, no. I'm going to say I'm tearing up. You take care of that. I'm saying
and bring us out.
No, you do that. I'm tearing up. So seriously, these were the really good friends of mine. You take care of it, Mr. President.
Please join me in the moment of silence for the loss of both of these two just icons in our city. Thank you. And all the women from the First, thank you so much for that, for putting that in perspective and giving us that, sharing so much of yourself and your time with both of them. I mean, they were awesome. And they're trailblazers. People look at it now and say, man, this is a rough road. We've got glass ceiling. Put yourself in their shoes when there was when that ceiling was much lower and that road had no pavement or anything on it. So, and there wasn't a road. So thank you for that. Alderman from the, Alderman from the 22nd, do you still want to hold for a minute?
I had already preached a yield for the 1st and the 13th, so it only right because of which you go to the 13th, Alderman.
All right, Alderman from the 13th.
Thank you so much, Mr. President, members of the board, especially Alderman Boyd. Thank you. So tomorrow there is a vaccine clinic for the COVID vaccine at the Herbert Hoover Boys and Girls Club from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Just wanted to announce that. I was looking up the data this morning, our 45%, 45.9% vaccination rate in St. Louis City. That's pretty scary to me, thinking that every other person is not vaccinated in our city. That's a lot of opportunity for COVID to spread. The Delta variant seems to be more dangerous and more easily spread. So I just urge my colleagues to urge their constituents to please get vaccinated as soon as you possibly can. This pandemic is not over, and it will not be over for a long time if we don't all get vaccinated. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Alderman from the 22nd, you want to jump in there yet?
Sure. Mr. President, members of the board, I just want to say, I think it's a sad day in the city of St. Louis that we could not accomplish the task to actually pass out Board Bill number 2 committee substitute as amended. The HUD's committee did a lot of good work. I thought we were fair, we were balanced, we were inclusive during that process. Of course, we got the bill, pretty late, but the commitment from you and I know myself was that the bill will be passed by today. It's really unfortunate that it appeared that a sticking point in the bill came down to Black folks. It came down to disagreeing with the fact that Black corridors, commercial corridors, should be in the bill the way it was in the bill. Everybody knows that Martin Luther King, Natural Bridge, West Florissant, and Grant has been neglected for a tremendous amount of years. And I'm not going to apologize for inserting it in the bill, because it's time for African-American communities that have been disinvested in for a tremendously long period of time to get more than its fair share. It's really sad that power struggles and personalities pretty much prevail. I think it's shameful on the comptroller and the mayor that he couldn't get a second. We were led to believe that people were going to die and the sky was going to fall if the bill wasn't passed by June 30th, because there are a lot of people who will suffer and be evicted because of the moratorium. We were blessed with the fact that the president extended the moratorium to July 31st. So I'm curious as to, will people die? Will people be kicked out of their homes because we didn't do our jobs? Because ENA basically didn't do its job, because the Board of Aldermen did its job, but ENA did not do its job as a collective body. And that's troubling to me. So it leads me to believe that we were just tricked. All this hysteria about people are going to be evicted and thrown out on the streets and people need this money right away, it really wasn't that important. Because what it seems was important is personalities, petty politics. I looked at you today in ENA, and I'm going to tell you, I always tell everybody I'm kind of a crap house lawyer, but I think you held your ground and you did a good job cross-examining our interim city councilor, Matt Moak. Because Matt Moak had to clearly say the board bill was not illegal. Now, of course, he was supposed to say, but it's not really written in a way that puts us in the best position. But at the end of the day, the outcry was the board bill was illegal. And so ENA shouldn't vote for it because it's an illegal bill. The bill was not an illegal bill. Unfortunately, this is political posturing that's going on. And it's very unfortunate because people in our city as a whole, not just Black folks, are going to lose out because we lack leadership from the comptroller's office and the mayor's office to do the right thing today.
All right, thank you.
So I'm sorry.
Thank you all in 20 seconds. I just don't want to get, I
just want to say I'm frustrated and I feel tricked. Yeah. We committed that this board bill be passed today. We did our job. We did our due diligence because the sky was going to fall. And now I guess the sky is not going to fall. So shame on ENA. Thank you.
Thank you, Alderman. Thank you so much, Alderman from 22nd. Alderman from 26.
Thank you, Mr. President. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. President, members of the board. I have a couple of announcements. First, I want to make sure everyone is familiar with Prepare STL. And this weekend, starting yesterday, they're having their Living Well Summit. It's virtual and in person, a couple of in-person events. You can go to preparestl.com and sign up. Everything is free. They also have childcare and things available. So again, this is a good thing for us to pass on to our constituency because of course their motto, I love their motto, is to prepare and prevail. And this is Prepare STL and the regional response team to our COVID-19 pandemic, which as the Alderwoman from the 13th just pointed out, we are still going through. And then I also want to share this announcement with my colleague from the 28th, Alderwoman Navarro at Forest Park. I'm just a proud, neighbor. That Pure Catering that I talk about a lot, that's housed in the 26th ward, has taken over the cafe in the Missouri History Museum in the 28th ward, and they have a Sunday brunch that's an amazing brunch, but it also includes live music. And this Sunday is going to have Jawan Rice as the chef and Antoine as the saxophone playing. So if you get a chance, and if you can't make it this Sunday, it's every Sunday this month, but this Sunday from 11 to 3 at the Missouri History Museum, Cafe St. Louis by Pure Catering STL is having their brunch. So join me.
All right, thank you. Alderman from the 19th.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the board. I had, I needed to say something, and I've shared it with some of my colleagues this morning, and I think that I should share it with everybody. I so appreciated the work that was done as a collective body on Board Bill number 2. It showed that we had the will and the determination to make sure that not only that there was give and take, but that we got our job done. And it didn't matter that it was 12 hours. We all should be proud because you showed this city how to get the work done. And there was a lot of debate. You sent a good bill over. We all know that if there is something that we need to do differently and or change in the near future in order to support a process or a procedure, that could be done. But we know there was a lot in that bill that should be moving forward on Monday morning to help the constituents of the city of St. Louis. But I just wanted to say thank you to every alderperson because that was a good experience. And I tell you, I've served on a mini board, not just locally, but all over this nation. And that was a good experience. And I think you all should be proud. And if you don't mind, Mr. President, could I please take another 2 minutes or a minute of privilege? Because most people don't understand that Betty Thompson was a mentor to all of us. She was my first supervisor in the work study program when I was 14 years old. That's where I first learned about how to serve people because she taught you how to respect people, how to give deference to those who were under distress when they came in looking for services. I learned a lot and I followed her all my life and asked questions and asked for help. So I just wanted to say I'm going to miss her. Her whole family are service oriented, the entire family. And so I wanted to give my condolences again, and most especially all the respect for all that she gave to this earth. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you for that inspirational message all the way around. Alderman from the second.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the board. I would like to announce that Corker will be having their car show this year. They didn't have it last year, of course, because of COVID, but it will be on Sunday, August the 29th from noon until 4 at the Chain of Rocks Bridge. This is a wonderful event. They're going to have vendors as well as 50-50 raffle, food, beverage, and music. So on August 29th, if you could come out, that would be great and enjoy this car show. Also, I would be remiss if I did not say that Mr. Jackson Antonio Porter also has a great grandfather who is so super proud. He is walking around with his chest out. He is my committee man, Mr. Larry Middlebrook. So just got to throw that in. And also, Alderwoman Pam Boyd is my my birthday neighbor. She will be celebrating her birthday on tomorrow, July the 16th. So we want to tell her happy birthday.
Oh, see, she was hiding that. She didn't say she turn that video back on. Turn her video back on. Take it off. Happy birthday, the one from the 27th. All right, everybody, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Pam.
Happy birthday to you. Woo!
Thank you very, very much. Lisa, you snuck that in.
Thank you for that, Alderwoman. Any further announcements? Before we move on, I just want to also just take a real quick moment and thank each and every one of you. You all did just such a phenomenal job of putting everything and really sending a really good bill over. My hope is that ENA will act soon, but you guys have done your job. Even the auditors, we had a conversation with them yesterday, a conference call with them, and it was clear, and he was clear that no, there was nothing illegal in the bill. But we're just in a holding pattern now. So we're hoping for the best. The things that are in the bill aren't going to change, and they need to move forward. There are people suffering in this city, and for those who are really working to expedite this, I want to thank you. We met our deadline. We said that we would have a bill ready and be ready to pass it out of the board on the 16th. Today's the 16th. We would have met that goal. I'm not I'm just at a loss for words, but I want to keep it on a high note, and hopefully we're going to get there. So I'm going to leave it there. Alderman from 10th, you recognize on the motion to excuse.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the board. I move to excuse the Alderman from the 21st Ward due to necessary absence.
Second.
Moved by the Alderman from the 10th, seconded by the Alderman from the 22nd. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
A lone no. So motion carries. I've also asked the Alderman from the 10th, instead of adjourning, we're going to suspend until September because of the state we're in with Board Bill number 2, because we don't know what is to happen, and we need to be kind of nimble and ready to move whatever direction we need to move. So we're going to, so Alderman from the 10th, you recognize to suspend this meeting until the 10th or whenever we have to.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of, thank you, Mr. President, members of the board. In the best interest of the city of St. Louis, we will be suspending this meeting until September 10th, 2021 at 10 a.m.
Second.
Moved by Alderman from the 10th, seconded by Alderman from the 22nd. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you all. I'll talk to you later, and I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot of each other very, very soon. But again, you all did great work. You should be very proud. We have a great bill in front of us, and we have Board Bill number 82 that all of us are going to begin working on right now so that we can get this next one up and going and out of this board as soon as possible. Let's get the help to the people that they need. Thank you, and you all have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.